It's on Facebook. Should've gotten some water. There's nothing happening on the screen.
It is.
Oh, there it is. I just...
Sup with it, everybody. This is episode 3 of Melee It On Me. Welcome to the show. I'm gonna ask everybody how their holiday was. So I'm gonna go around the ring. Sheridan, how was your holiday, man?
Oh, it was fantastic. So I went out to Virginia for a few days. That's where my brother's wife's family is, and we hung out there for a while. It was great. We did Christmas there. Got some cool stuff. And then I just returned from a trip to Portland where I visited my lady friend up there, so pretty stoked about everything. Good.
Best holidays ever? Sheridan was noticeably absent from my New Year celebration, where we watched Spider-Man movies and drank beer.
Later on I have a Spider-Man story, because Bob is very curious about it.
Yeah, and Bruce Campbell, the dude who was the referee in the first one, retweeted me, so basically made 2012 the best year ever.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Cactus, how were your holidays, dude?
It was pretty good. I got drunk. I was hungover.
There it is.
That was about it.
Prog, how about you, man?
Same as Cactus, only probably more often. Had the birthday, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, all that stuff.
Which one of those do you celebrate?
All of the above.
All of the above. That's the way to do it.
I'm Sammy Davis Jr.
True holiday spirit.
Is there?
It's pretty fantastic. So this is the first show that we've had without without Unknown fighting anybody or Mewtwo King ruining any days. So we're digging into the backlog. There are certain things that we really wanted to discuss, such as stages and what our current counterpick system is, what the ideal one would be. Just sort of talk about that. And something that I really wanted to talk about was some of the ideas that we came up with last time and sort of like circling back on them. So one of the big things that we did in the past month was this tournament called Campbell X. It was like a NorCal local tournament. So Sheridan was there. Prog, did you get to watch any of the stream?
No, sir. I was at sudden death.
Actually, yes, you were. And Cactus, I recall you watched a little bit of it, right?
I tuned in late because you guys started early. I tuned in on time, and you guys suck.
Yeah, we had like a ton of technical difficulties for the stream, but yeah, I wanted to open it with, so I'll talk about my experiences, but Sheridan, I was curious, did you have fun at that tournament? Did you like the sort of things that we did?
Oh man, it was fantastic. Everybody was watching all those matches, and it was a really good time all the way around. The only thing that kind of detracted from what I was hoping to, or what I think we were hoping to accomplish with, is that, we were trying to do something cool during the downtime when you normally have to run pools and everything.
Yes.
But what ended up happening is that everybody just stopped playing pools and watched the hype matches instead. So pools didn't quite get done, any faster. But still a good time.
Yeah, it definitely did run a little bit later than most tournaments. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that it was super worth it. So I guess we could talk about the things that we did first, right? We seeded top 8 out of singles pools and right into bracket to save a little bit of time, and also to change the makeup of the pools a little bit. And then yeah, we also ran three 3 like sets. They were called Fight Night. It was a fight card where we took. I guess it was like, how would you say, like maybe 10 to 15 power ranking level players, 5 to 10, and 1 to 5. It just happened that way. And we pitted them against each other in best of 5s and best of 7s. And yeah, like Sheridan said, it was actually pretty awesome. Everybody in the whole venue was watching, and we did a lot of side bets, which I think made it pretty cool. But yeah, Sheridan, can you talk a little bit more about the seeding? Did that really seem to affect anything, or?
As far as the results of the tournament, no, I don't think so. It was, it was a good time. I think everybody. The only thing is that I think maybe people who were looking to play like some top players in pools, they didn't quite get the chance. The best person they played was, somewhere in like, the 9 to 16 seed of the power rankings. So that's really I think the only downside for, how the seeding and the bracket went.
Yeah. Did anybody say that? Did anybody expressly say, "Oh man, I didn't get to play"?
No, not that I'm aware of, but it's something that when I was a noob, and other people have told me this also, is that a lot of times you're just playing for the experience of playing some pros.
Right. So hey, on that note, something that I did want to do and didn't do was talk to new players. Right? We had this idea where anybody who's like a new player, we'll give them like $1 or $2 back on their venue fee if they just like sit and chat with us. So I didn't have the energy or like mental fortitude to go through with this by the end of the tournament, so we didn't do it. But yeah, I think we should have done it. We could have found out the answer to that question definitively.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Did we? I mean, we talked about that possibility, but I don't think we specifically put it on the agenda for Campbell 10.
That's exactly right. I told Tavikins about it for like 2 seconds. But yeah. I guess it's hard to like circle all the way back and actually get it done.
Right.
Do you have any ideas about that, Sheridan? Or Cactus? Or Prague? How do we actually like get stuff done? Because we did the fight night, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But what about that other stuff? I guess we just needed to designate one person to run it.
Yeah, you just have to set aside someone to take control of it and set aside time for it.
Well, I think for something like that, that's more something you want to do like during the course of the tournament. I think it's a little weird to just accost all the new people at the end and put them through a battery of questions. So, I mean, I did a little bit of talking to the people I didn't recognize in my pool, and I think that's really all that we need to do is just make sure we all do something like that.
And,
so,
have a place to collate, though, right? Otherwise, how do we, as a community, like learn from it?
Well, I mean, I think really you just we report what we heard to each other, and then kind of find some way to digest that into a few sentences.
Okay, I dig it.
Unless you really wanted to do some, more precise, gauging of what the mentality of the new players are.
I think that's what I want.
Yeah?
Yeah, so Tavikins is actually going to a charity tournament today. So the idea of charity tournaments is something that's very new to me. I've only been to maybe one. And I asked him to ask those new players, or people that he just doesn't recognize, a few questions. Basic ones like, how did you hear about this? And what were you expecting? Did it meet your expectations? And are you a member of Smashboards? And if no, hey, why don't you go check it out?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say about Campbell X. We could talk more about Fight Night, though. I actually thought that... Well, I wanted to say, first of all, Shroomed got destroyed! Ah! If you guys haven't seen it already, I guess I spoiled it, but oh my god, Westballs just took a...
He trunked him.
He took quite a victory versus Shroom. Yes.
He junked him? What are some other horrible words? It was just filthy.
Trounced.
Ugh. So that happened, and then L versus Zelda Freak. Actually, I thought was it was like pretty one-sided, right? It was 3-0. It was pretty quick, but it was still fun and entertaining. The matches were close. Unlike
What was the
Shroud.
outcome of that?
Zelda Freak won. I
Yeah.
think it was 3-0.
Was that the expected outcome in that situation?
That's what I would have guessed. But
Yeah.
L's a little unpredictable.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. And then Dewan got pooped on, and then I played Bob Money, and we had like a pretty sick best of 7 that went all 7 games. It was
It was a
super
great
fun.
set.
I think there was a lot of like momentum shifts. You know, I was
Yeah.
winning pretty good for a while, and he was winning pretty good for a while, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. We had a lot of fun playing.
Who
If
won?
I had more technical prowess, I would play that video beforehand. I
Uh-huh.
would play it now, but I don't think I know how to do it. But I would like to check out how many views it got because that's pretty dope.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought that promo video done by Bobby Siege was fantastic.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It really got a lot of. You don't see that outside of like boxing or something.
yeah. Production value.
It's
was
good to
pretty
set up.
insane.
Yeah, yeah, it was fantastic. I think we need more stuff like that, but it's kind of hard to do because even at a major, when you feel like it's going to be these two facing off in the grand finals, you never know. It could happen. It could not happen. So
And I think if you do it too often, it loses its charm. So
right.
it was great,
You want
but
to
we have to resist the temptation to do something
To
like
over-
this.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
well,
if I agree with that. Isn't the intention of that to create like a ranking system behind it, though? So that, I mean, the tournaments that you have as locals they have a purpose. It's not just fight nights for the hell of it. It's fight nights because we want our top players to have an opportunity to showcase themselves.
I mean, I think we would use it. We would use the results for power ranking, and I think we would deliberately pick matches where there's definitely
There's something to be
contention
proven.
for a spot.
Right.
I don't know if the express purpose is specifically for power rankings though. But I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to something like that either.
Okay.
yeah, I definitely think that it does need to tie into a larger purpose because then it doesn't get stale as quickly.
Yeah, and you can't just tell people here, play, put on a good show, and that's the end of it. You have to give them something to play for.
Right.
Right. I mean, the entire purpose behind it originally, I believe, was to incentivize players playing each other beyond just tournaments.
Yeah, I think that's definitely what we should do. So
yeah,
I think
and also to try to pull people into this sort of one set. I think that was maybe the biggest. I think maybe at the very end we could have done a better job, right? So we had a lot of unforeseen technical issues where, just like Cactus was saying, if we started on time, maybe it would have been different. We also didn't designate a time for a while.
yeah.
And the hype video or whatever, the announcement really only went out, and the word only got spread on that Wednesday, which is 3 days in advance. So it wasn't, it wasn't an extremely built up kind of thing.
Right.
So I think with a little bit of better execution at the very end to make sure that we actually started at a designated time would have been great.
Yeah, I think we got a few hundred viewers.
400, which is
400.
probably 10 times more than you would expect for a local.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good. I think that it probably could have been better. So the promo vid got 4,000 views, right? But
Yeah.
that's also asynchronous. You don't need to be watching at a designated time, so on and so forth. And there's also tons of tournaments going on every Saturday. So
Right. There was a tournament on the East Coast that was being streamed earlier, so we
Yeah.
may have had still more.
cool. But yeah,
Yeah,
I thought it was super fun. And the other, if anybody, I don't know, I feel like other regions could totally do it, and we could also do it for majors. I would love to see an S2J Kage, separate filming and create a video for that, because
Dude,
that
I'd
money
love
match
to
is
see that match.
whoa.
I watched their money match from the last Apex 6 or 7 times. I love that set. I just love that matchup too.
Yeah, it's awesome. during the break, I'm definitely gonna find the. I think it was Kage's last stock in the first game on Battlefield. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but it's literally one of those videos that I can watch a million times and crack up every time. Kage's maybe at like 60% or something, and he's getting like beat up, and he techs over to the right side of Battlefield. Battlefield's this pretty big stage. He gets stomped and he pops up, and Johnny knees him at like 80%. Kage does the worst DI I've ever seen and goes straight down and left across the whole stage to the point where he's like nowhere near even like jumping and
yeah, it was like diagonally down.
Oh my god!
I think he was probably trying to like tech
the platform.
Yeah,
and he barely misses the platform. Right, he goes like a little bit over and past it.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sets like that, I would love to see some like promotion and actually like imagine if we set a time at Apex for when that's actually going to go down. I don't know. I feel like that would be super cool.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I'm going to watch it no matter when it is. I'm just going to follow Johnny around, but
some of us can't do that.
Yeah. All right, stick with it. So that's a pretty good overview of that tournament. We thought it was really good, and I've heard a lot of people say that it was like one of the more fun tournaments they've been to, so that's super cool. And it segues pretty nicely into stages, because I wanted to mention in my best of 7 versus Bobby a few ideas that I had. So like I'm gonna talk about like maybe two or three best of 7 ideas. Right, number 1 is that I definitely noticed that my level of play went down over the set, because it's like really hard to concentrate 7 games in a row. So that's something that I thought was interesting. It changes a little bit what what the set is about. It's not only about out technically playing them for like 3 games. There's a chance to like learn people and show like your endurance and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing. And then the other thing was the way that we did it was. Hey Cactus, can you explain it? Because I told you earlier, or should I?
You should.
Okay,
I know.
So the way that we did it was, okay, it's best of 7, and we're going to talk about best of 5 no bans because I'm like squarely in the camp against best of 5 no bans. But okay, whatever. We did a best of 7 no bans, and I thought that no bans was perfectly fine in a best of 7. It just feels like you get to play enough stages. We picked at the beginning which of FD and Stadium was going to be on, so you couldn't go to both. So we could talk more about that too, but I feel like Stadium is one of the more questionable neutrals, and FD is like extremely like it's really not a neutral stage. It shouldn't be in.
No, it's
okay. Well, we did it.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. And then we struck for the first stage, which is Battlefield, and then you could pick any stage, but you can only pick it once. So win, lose, or draw, I can only pick Dreamland 64 one time. Something like that. So those were the rules, and it was awesome.
I see.
And it worked.
How does that vary from what we would do in best of 5 if you had like your ideal scenario?
You mean what's the difference between no bans in a best of 5 and a best of 7?
Yeah, I mean, just what do you feel that plays out differently that causes you to not like the best of 5?
I think that the big thing with best of 5s is FD. I actually don't think that anything is wrong with best of 5 no bans unless if like FD's on, because of how drastically it changes some matchups. Like if I get no ban and I have to play Pikachu on FD, this is always the example that I go to. It really changes the landscape of the set. Like, the first match becomes exponentially more important than if it's a Marth or if it's a Fox. And it's simply like a matchup stage combination. And if I can... I think basically there's a few crazy matchup stage combinations that we all know about. Imagine if Congo's on and all of a sudden you have, like, Peach Ganondorf on Congo, a la Pink Shinobi. If there's those, like, crazy imbalances, if we could just take those out, and I think it has to be artificial, but if we could take those out per set, then it feels a lot better.
I mean, really the only matchup that's like that in the top 8 characters or so is Spaceys versus Marth, just simply because of the chain grab.
Yeah.
So it's difficult for me to address that because it is such a specific thing to being. It's Spaceys versus Marth. It's nothing else.
Well, Peach can chain grab Spaceys and Falcon
Yeah, but
on
Peach
FD.
is slow and not
Yeah.
on the level that Marth is as far as being able to maneuver around those characters and actually land those grabs.
Right.
I've also heard that Marth Peach FD is like silly.
I would say. I mean,
That's not something for me to rule on. I've always been pretty comfortable with that, but not to the point where I feel that Peach is at such a big disadvantage. And I think Armada kind of like proved that against M2K, where M2K is a monster versus Peach. I mean, if there's going to be an example of that matchup at the highest level, it's going to be M2K versus Armada. I mean, who else is it going to be?
Well, he just kind of outplayed him, I thought. I don't know. This is years
Yeah.
ago, and I'm actually not that good at watching the game, so there's that to consider. But
I don't know. It's just I feel that Armada proves that that matchup isn't so much in Marth's favor. So
But
Right.
but one would agree that FD changes the landscape more than in those setups. It just changes the matchup so extremely in a way that any other counter pick like kind of doesn't.
yeah, it does give like one near guaranteed win for Marth.
Like I feel like
Yes,
it moves away
yes.
from one person preferring a stage or like it not really complementing their playstyle to a point of like fundamentally changing the matchup.
Well, this is the argument we had against like Mute City being a viable counter pick because
Yeah.
Peach and Jigglypuff, if that stage is on, they go there. There's no reason not to go there. It's a free
Right.
win for them. I mean, there are situations where players have proven that they can win versus Peach or Jigglypuff, but it's always a matter of them simply outplaying the Peach or Jigglypuff. If it's a player of equal skill level, they basically have no chance. I just people may argue against that, but every scenario I've seen where that is what a set comes down to, the player who is not the Peach or Jigglypuff has to straight up outplay the opponent, and it's just this odd that I don't know. I don't like
Yeah,
it.
but I think, really the banning of Mute City was also in large part because of, it has some different mechanics that are, completely different than any other stage, right?
Right,
No,
the lack of edges. The,
no grabbable edges, cars and all that crap. So for me, I always thought it was banning Mute City was more about that than character imbalance. Because I mean, I'm more in the camp where you're just if you pick a character that's bad on a stage, that's that's what you're stuck with. That's what the game is.
Mhm.
And we should make sure the game tests the skills that we find are interesting,
Right.
but we're not. I don't think we should really be too much out to balance the game through our stages.
I mean, that's always been an underlying concept. We don't want to be balancing the game through stage selection. We just
Yeah.
want to be making it the most enjoyable game that all of us agree to, honestly. Because
Right.
it is just largely popular opinion that goes into making the rule sets.
Yeah. But
yeah, there's certainly things that we could do to make low tier characters more viable with regards to stage selections. But I completely agree that that's not one of our goals here.
Mhm.
But that doesn't change the fact that Marth Falco, for example, it's played in a certain way on every stage in the entire game except for one,
Yeah.
almost.
Well, my problem with FD is that it removes so many options that are available on every other stage. The game becomes so incredibly linear on FD. The same situations will happen over and over and over, simply because you don't have the option where you have a platform to provide different movement options, different angles to approach the opponent from, different ways to mix it up. Marth's best strategy is always going to be dash dance grab. Fox against Marth is always going to have the strongest strategy when he is dash dance grabbing. That's what FD is. It's dash dance grab. Who can do it better? Who gets those grabs? And it's just, I know we do want to promote like a certain play style amongst the neutral stages, amongst the stages that everybody does like to play, and FD just doesn't do that.
All right, so I first I want to ask a question, and then maybe we can focus the discussion on FD because I think it's the most contentious right now. The question that I have is, let's say can I ask why in a best of 5? Let's take the Marth Falcon example again. Why, if Falco completely outplays the Marth in one game on FD and wins, can Marth just say, all right, let's go back? Can we agree that, like, that's kind of silly and that it would be a strictly better rule set for that Marth player to be able to pick FD only one time, regardless of win or loss? What do you guys think about that?
Somebody else want to take this first?
I don't know. I think you... I could see it either way. I actually don't care.
That was probably going to be my answer. Like, I honestly don't care. I feel like the person who has just won on that stage has... I mean, they've achieved a victory, and the person who used that stage as their counterpick, if they want to go back there and challenge it again, they should probably be allowed to.
Yeah.
Even though, like, your problem with it from the player who just won there is that you had to work your ass off to get that win.
Exactly.
But I don't know that you having to work is a legitimate reason for us to not make it viable for that person to pick that stage again.
Because at that point, I mean, so if that was their counter pick and you just won on it, that means you already have 2 games in the set, right? So you only have to win one more game. So I don't think it really messes with, like, you know, the flow of the set and who's going to win too much.
I don't know. That's a difficult question to answer. It's kind of out of the blue. I have no preparation to answer that question. But again, it's like, we don't care.
Well, okay. Well, that's interesting that you don't care. I think that it's kind of like. I don't know. I think we need to ground the discussion in like what exactly we're trying to do with the rules, because I guess it's hard to talk about when I have this idea that it feels whack, right? It feels silly that, you know, maybe spaces are a bad example. What if anybody has to play an ice climber, right? And you have to play on FD versus ice climbers. Okay, fine, I'll do it one game, but, you know, I feel like we're kind of assuming that, you know, that you just lose and then you don't have to play there again, and it's just like, oh, that stage sucks. But if you win, I feel like that means that you, like, totally outplayed them on this, you know, this crazy stage that's, like, straight up extremely advantage for them, and then...
But you've already received a reward for that. Your reward is that you won a game.
Okay, so this is my question. Is it a proportionate reward? Or is it not? I mean, I feel like it's not. It's not in proportion with the achievement.
I mean, to do that, you're putting the opponent into a situation where the next game is the set.
Yeah.
I would rather just like think about it as like, you know, what if it's in a best of 7? You know, it could be different. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like that's. I don't feel super satisfied.
The argument I would have against letting them pick it again is just for stage variety's sake, more than anything else. Hold on, I gotta plug in my computer, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Sheridan, totally unprepared.
Totally unprepared. I'm the one with no webcam, and you're saying he's unprepared. That's fine.
Sheridan's a super.
I'll agree with that.
Well, so isn't stage variety a big part of why we did no bans, by the way?
Yes, I guess.
In part, yeah. We want people to have to play the opponent on that variety of stages, but I mean it's like special circumstance in this scenario where the player. What is Lovich talking about? I'm sorry. I've lost my train of thought on this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I do think stage variety is important. Because, you know, I think we should... Playing the game requires a variety of skills, and I think, you know, the best players need to show that they can play under all those different circumstances. But I mean,
think this comes down to
it's really a
salt.
matter of opinion, I think, in terms of what we want the game to be.
I mean, I don't want to deny anybody the opportunity to salt rematch on any stage that they want to. That's the big thing to me. Because the salt matches are hype. It's like, I just fucking lost on this stage. I'm going back there. I'm proving that I can take you out there.
Yeah. But I
think that's super cool.
We could do that with the neutral stages, though. Like, you could pick the neutral stage again, regardless.
Yeah, but there's only one counter pick. So
What?
what we really need to be doing is classifying FD and Pokemon Stadium because those are the only two stages that become relevant in this scenario. Maybe FOD as well. I think I talked about this before with you, Bob. It was that we really want to be reclassifying FOD, FD, and Pokemon Stadium as being counterpick stages because those are the big three that...
Why FOD? FOD
Purely because of
is the best
Falcon.
stage out of all.
Purely because of Falcon.
No. I didn't even say that. I said that I thought that it was super cool
To make it three.
I
to
think
make it
that-
three so that we have three neutrals.
Yoshi's story. Yoshi's
And I'm
story.
fine with that. Here, I'll take it a step further. I think that the way that we do stage striking to one game is so cool because it's like, okay, you know, which one's the best? Which one do we agree on?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool to have a system where you can pick the counterpick stages and pick the neutral stages in the stage striking? Whoa, that's a pretty cool idea. So now, you know, we customize it to the two players who are playing.
Yeah, but I think if you do that, then you don't give the player the opportunity to take what they learned in the first game and, you know, make their counterpicks according to that. Because, I mean, I'll definitely choose a different counterpick based on, like, how a fox plays against me.
Okay.
Like, if they're camping, there's no way I'm picking Dreamland. Right.
Well, I mean, we could potentially do that after the first game.
Well, and then how would it be different from what we regularly do?
Way to ban me out of the chat, Lovage, by the way.
Oh, wow. This is insane. God damn it, Lovage. Oh, I knew it was going to be a mistake modding you.
Mistake. That's what it was. All right.
I like Lovage like so much that it's like one of those things where I can't decide what to do.
No, that's my
I'm not gonna
fault. I
respond to
deserve
that.
to be banned. I deserve to be banned out of the chat. It's fine. Let's
What
move on.
What did you say?
I don't even know. I forget. It wasn't important.
Anyway, the difference in my mind, Sheridan, is that. So I obviously have this problem with, you know, I brought up Ice Climbers on FD. So now all of a sudden, like Ice Climbers, I think are top 8, right? And that kind of it's a really big bummer for
Number
a lot.
8, yes.
That's a really big bummer for a lot of characters, especially when you talk about low tiers, which we aren't right now. But I mean, it's just a bummer. Oh, I have to play Ice Climbers on FD. Like I feel like in a best of 5, it's kind of a waste of time to play on FD, and in a best of 7, I'm totally cool with it one time out of the 7.
So to you, it's
I
more a
would love
matter
to-
of it being proportionate reward?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
Because, I mean, the original reason we had it in best of 5 like that was so that you did have to be tested. Sorry, let's go back.
Yeah.
The original reason it was like that in best of 5 is because best of 5 is pretty much the standard for endgame tournament play
Right.
in the US currently. I know Europe has been on best of 7 for a long while, and I totally agree with that. Just because it does kind of flatten out how big a counterpick has
Yeah.
an effect on the total set. So, I mean, I could see the move. It would just be a matter of convincing TOs to put aside the time to be able to do best of 7s.
I see. Yeah, well, I mean, when in the bracket would we go to best of 7?
It's tough, man.
Because, I mean, that's potentially another maybe 10 minutes per set.
Right.
So
And, yeah.
I mean, I think that like different TOs who are interested in trying this cool stuff should like, you know, we should test it out because I think that if we keep doing the seeding top players out of pools, that does free up some time. And if we don't like do what we did at Camel X, where we didn't actually run pools during that time, you know, we could potentially create that time somehow. I just thought the best of 7 was super interesting. Personally, like my experience playing in it, it was a different kind of set than best of 3s and best of 5s. And,
Yeah.
you know, it was an opportunity to show a lot more, to like, to get deeper into the matchup, to get deeper into playing each other as opposed to like playing the character.
Right. I mean, there are going to be certain players who will thrive in that best of 3, best out of 5. But in that best of 7 set, you get a lot more time to learn your opponent, to pick up on their habits, and that's...
So the best of 7 was something that we did for
Other interest.
only like winter finals. Or not to interrupt you, sorry, Brock. If it was just like only for winter final or only for loser final into grand finals, are we trying to move that to showcase the ability of say the world class top 5 players as opposed to high to just regular top pro level players. Is that what you would like to see in tournament play?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
I think there's a multitude of reasons. And by the way, before I answer that, I'd just love to say that I think best of 7 in grand finals with 2 sets would be absurd. But we can talk about that later. I think that having a set where there's no bans is really cool. I don't like it in best of 5s, though. I don't think it's enough time. I think ultimately the largest reason is that in a tournament, you know, of course the scale is different, right? Locals are different than regionals or nationals. But like at regionals, when I'm like a top 5 player, I think that it's not. I don't want to say irresponsible, but like it's a waste of an opportunity to have these great players who are meeting so late in the bracket to play 5 games. I mean, it's going to be 3 games sometimes. You really don't get to see anything, especially if one of them is like, you know, Marth versus Spacey on FD or like an Ice Climber on FD. I don't know. It just feels like, to me, I want to see more of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just not really sold that we need to do this much because of some, you know, imbalance in a few matchups. And, you know, you may not agree, but I kind of feel like having stages where there's, you know, there's an expected winner, like there's a kind of richness to that because, you know, it kind of, there's more of a story going on when you have, you know, the matchup that's highly favored for somebody, and you know, if somebody wins on that stage, then that's a big deal, right? And that's fun.
It's challenge mode.
Yeah.
I like challenge mode too, but I don't like challenge mode twice. Does that make sense, or does it not make sense?
Why is it happening twice is what I don't understand here.
If I win challenge mode, why do I have to play challenge mode again? I don't get it.
Because your reward was to win the stage, to win that match, and you're providing that opportunity for the Salty, which is what we come back to it being the Salty rematch. But I don't know.
Okay, I mean,
I'm prepared to be overruled on it. I just don't. I don't feel satisfied.
yeah, I mean, if we are actually, you know, if the stage variety is one of our guiding principles, then it does make sense to say that if you lose on your counter pick, you shouldn't be able to pick it again.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you lose on the neutral, if you lose on the stage you struck to, then you can do a salty match there. But aside from that,
I think that's kind of fair, actually. If it is the stage that has been struck to already, makes sense.
yeah, because I think that's the time when, you know, somebody's going to figure out the other player on their last stock, and they'll be really confident about what they're going to do in the next game on that stage.
I dig that. I've always dug that. I think it's amazing.
All right.
All right, this is legit. Well, but we should probably move on in the conversation. So this will be something that's visited on the back end and discussed thoroughly.
So we talked about best of 5 versus best of 7. We talked a little bit about counter picks, right? We didn't actually get into FD and Pokemon, but it seems like at least Sheridan's kind of like not. That you just kind of don't feel like it's worth talking about that much, and it's just another, like it could be argued as a neutral or a counter.
Sure.
Pick.
Yeah. You know, Melee just would be so much easier if there were a good 7th stage.
Yeah.
Just fun.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, does anybody know how good the green stage is? Seriously, how good is greens when you crush it?
Is this something you really want to go into right now?
I'm just asking about it.
Because that's the best.
It looks like the best stage in the game.
Yeah. You mean with the modded, so like all the 3 platforms are together?
Yeah. It looks like the coolest stage in the game.
It does. It really does.
Man. So is this something that we could do in Melee Online? Is this like realistic? If Melee Online gets to a point where we can play it? Just asking.
Maybe.
I'm just dreaming here a little bit.
Okay.
Dream with me,
Somewhat off
Sheridan.
topic, but I had this idea that, I don't know, maybe it's dumb, maybe it's cool though, but if we could get, like, every national tournament has, like, their own custom stage.
Every one of us has had this idea. I have to tell you that right now. It is the dream. Honestly, it is
Yeah.
the dream that we could have standardized custom stage lists that we can all promote as being like neutral custom stages.
Well, I think more like the TOs and a couple people, they invent a new stage each
Yeah.
tournament, and they test it out just among a few people,
Mhm.
right? And then the people in the bracket, they're going to be seeing it for the first time there, and they're going to have to adapt to it,
Oh, okay.
in the middle of the tournament.
So it just wouldn't be provided beforehand for people to practice for that tournament. Because the idea prior was that,
Or
each
either way,
region-
I mean, it's interesting either way you do
yeah,
it.
it's
I think.
interesting either way. Yeah.
Yeah, because the idea prior was just that each region should have like its individual flavor that they provide to the tournaments of that
Yeah.
region. It's the incentive to go there and play and experience it
Mm.
as the people in that region want to play the game, as they like the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a very cool idea. It's kind of like a pipe dream, but I don't know. I want to see it happen. It'd be amazing.
All right, so,
So-
we'll continue this discussion later. Lovage, I think I'm gonna add you during in 20 minutes if you don't mind. Just chill, bro. I didn't mean it that way. No, seriously, I didn't
I
mean it
wasn't
that way.
banned out of chat.
We're gonna
I'd be
add
talking
you
so
super
much
soon.
trash.
I want to get through this agenda real quick, and then I'm gonna. Does anybody want to talk to Lovage? I do.
I
I'll see
always
what he has to
wanna talk
say
to Lovage.
about Best of 7.
Let's add him. Let's just add him.
All right,
Fuck
We're
it.
gonna add him.
we'll do it live.
Do it live.
Oscar has a picture of Johnny Kim.
Hello.
Whoa, Oscar, chill.
Calm down, bro.
Hang
What?
on. You have a picture of Johnny Kim?
What of it?
I think it's beautiful.
It's a special
Anyways-
thing when a
anyways,
man
Mark.
can love another man.
Dude, I played Best of 7 with SFAT at Northwest Manifest. Remember when they had Best of 7s there?
Yeah.
They did it for, I don't know if they did it for semis, but they did it for all finals.
Yes.
And so I had to play losers finals, and then I had a set with PP right after that was also Best of 7.
Yeah.
And that shit was too much. I think
Yeah.
Best of 5 is like what we should always be going for in a tournament. 7 is strenuous as fuck.
So
Shit
Oscar,
and fuck.
Oscar, did you go from winners to losers, or were you winners and winners? When you
I got-
played SFAT, did you beat him or did you lose?
I beat him in losers, and then PP beat me in one set. So
Okay.
I didn't have to play PP in two
This
sets.
is only
That'd be worse.
finals, or was it semis too?
It was just finals, pretty sure.
Okay.
All 3 finals.
But Manifest did every set was a best of 5 as soon as you get in the
Yeah,
bracket.
that was
Yeah.
why it was awesome, because all the matches that usually get raped by best of 3s, when someone gets the losers early,
Yeah.
like Axe or Johnny or whatever, and then they have to play best of 3s versus really good people like Westballs or
Yes.
Fly Meat or some shit. That's what we should avoid.
Right.
Because the match between 9th and 13th is some of the hardest in the tournament, or some of the closest usually.
Yeah.
And we give it best of 3, it gets raped.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's way too short. Lovage, do you think that the quality of player, the average power level of the top 16 should be considered when we talk about best of 5s, or do you think locals should have all best of 5s?
I think if we have, I don't know how much time it adds to a tournament, but if any tournament could run, I think it's okay to have first round best of 3 and first round losers best of 3, but everything after that, if you can do best of 5, you should do it. Just better. It's a more fair set. Melee's not that random, and the stages are pretty good, but yeah, what Sheridan was saying, he wished there was a 7th stage or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
I'll wish that, or an 8th stage even, or just when Melee's online, we're gonna have
100 million stages.
sick, dude. 2019.
We're gonna have 2 stages. It's gonna be Battlefield and one other custom stage. I don't even want to hear it.
Field 2, just platform is 1 inch lower. That's it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oscar, I have one more question for you. What about teams? Do you think the same thing about teams, or
Yeah, but teams is less likely to change if it's best of 3 or best of 5.
yeah,
It's,
I think I had that experience too.
If team's gonna win, teams go to 2-0 more than they do singles, or teams matches go 2-0 more than singles. I think overall.
Okay, so I have a question going back to the best of 7 thing. So, from a perspective where we worry about player endurance, when does it become viable to start doing best of 7s?
Oscar left.
God damn it! Because that was the question we had earlier, and we didn't really have an answer for that.
He said that. Okay, well, you have to keep in mind that first of all, he was coming from a bracket where they were doing all best of 5s,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they did best of 7 starting with winners finals. So winners finals, losers finals, grand finals.
Right.
By the way, Sheridan, I actually think that it was semis. I think that semis we did. No. He was right. He was right.
Okay.
Best of
So-
seven finals.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe just grand finals if that's the case.
I think 2 sets grand finals would be pretty exhausting, though, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's
someone-
the other thing that I'm worrying about. If it is for grand finals and it does come down to 2 sets, then our worries about player endurance need to be kind of
Yeah.
on point
So
there.
the chat is actually mirroring my thoughts. This is the second time this has happened. So there's a suggestion that we do first set best of 5, second set best of 7 in grand. It's actually kind of interesting.
I
We
think
could
maybe
flip
the
it.
other way around.
Yeah, flipping it makes more sense, but
Yeah. First set best of 7, next set best of 5.
I feel like it's weird to go down in count, though.
it's weird, but it could be like a good solution for us. Do you know what I mean?
I suppose.
Oh,
All right, we'll revisit it.
That's interesting to think about.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Thanks, Oscar, for coming on. And yeah, that's stages. So we have some other things. I actually would really love to talk about Smash Boards and Smash for You. Anybody objections? You guys want to move to
Go
Apex?
for it.
Actually, there was, I think, one thing that got brought up that I think was interesting was, the way we do stage striking now, or not stage striking, but counter picks. One person bans the stage, the other person picks the stage, then that person can pick their character, and then the other person picks their character. I think maybe it should be character first and then stage.
Yeah. Cactus, what do you think about that? I agree with that 700 million billion 1,000%.
I'm sorry, say this again?
So okay, so normally when you do counter picks is winner bans, loser picks stage, winner picks character, loser picks character. I think maybe it should go, winner picks character, loser picks character, winner bans, loser picks stage, and that when you ban a stage, you're basically saying I banned the stage and I'm going to use the same character. Well, But I think character is more important to go first, is what I'm saying.
What's your reasoning behind it? Try to elaborate on why you
Yeah.
want characters to be going first.
Well,
Well-
because say I play Sheridan, right, and I whoop him for one reason or another. This doesn't reflect reality. I whoop his
No, it
Jigglypuff, and then in this case I can just ban Dreamland, right? And then imagine he has a Pocket Pikachu. Now I can pick Pikachu and go FD. It's like, oh no, I got tricked. But if we do characters first, then I say I'm gonna play Falcon. I guess I would, right? Sheridan,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can pick any character you want, and then now that I know what matchup it is, now I make my ban. But right
Yeah.
now I'm making a ban assuming that you're going to stay the same character when that's not guaranteed information.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems to be nonsensical.
I mean, that's kind of, to me, something that is player knowledge and comes down to knowing who your opponent is.
So can I ask the question? I think that our current setup would make sense if we're assuming that we pick character based on stage, but I think that we do the opposite. We pick the stage based on the character. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I just don't like the idea of making illegitimate somebody's ability to pocket counterpick just because we're shifting around that. It's just, if they happen to have a Pocket Pikachu, then all of a sudden they have no reason to ever have a Pocket Pikachu because of the order of operations.
I have a rebuttal if nobody else does.
Go for it.
My rebuttal is that if your Pocket Pikachu is a gimmick, then I don't feel too bad about us nerfing that. But if your Pikachu is actually legitimately good, and the character has an advantage, or say you have a Pocket Jigglypuff and Score Source versus Jigglypuff, then you do that. It's no longer a gimmick. It's more like it's more like outplaying the other person. That's my rebuttal.
I mean, the other problem here is that you're using FD, again, which we've already established as being, the gimmick stage.
Well, but that's exactly. I mean, since we're not getting rid of FD, I mean, it's still a viable.
I want to get rid of FD. I've been saying it for fucking years.
Well, nobody's
Excuse my
listening
language.
to you. Nobody's listening to you, especially not Sheridan.
I do not agree with you. I feel that we should reward. I feel that we should reward having single character gimmicks on stages, honestly, because all of the current stages are neutrals. So if you can use one of the current neutrals and develop one character to be so strong on a neutral, that just becomes part of your arsenal, part of your repertoire, and it's something that players around you are going to have to prepare for, so that it just doesn't happen in the future.
Well, we have opposing viewpoints, but
Perhaps.
I think that we
I mean,
ran.
I
think we
guess-
Go ahead.
I guess, like, you know, if it's a moderately to well-known player, then they're really only going to get one use out of it, right? Because if they do it in a at all, you know, noticeable arena, then the word's going to spread about it.
Right.
But, you know, noobs, well, not noobs, but, you know, the lower half of the bracket, you know, that can go on just on and on rampantly.
All right. So my other worry here is that we are wasting a lot of time talking about something that has never happened. Has this happened?
Yeah.
When?
I forget what tournament I was at, but some jerk,
It happened to you.
some
Was it me?
jerk got
Was I
whooped
that
by
Pikachu?
me, and then he went Pikachu FD, and I still beat him. But like, you know,
It wasn't me then.
if he were, you know, all right, that's pretty funny. You know, if he just, it was much closer than the first game. Let's put it that way. So it does happen, but I doubt that it's, you know, super often.
I mean, I feel that if you are losing to somebody's gimmick like that and that is not a legitimate player, that's your shortcoming for sucking versus Pikachu. Calling you out. Calling you out for sucking versus
Well,
Pikachu.
you know, to be honest, I'm okay with that. I think that that's a legit. I'm actually pretty cool with that response. But at the same time, I think that it's. I would agree with the original premise that, you know, we, in general, like, if you ask me, all right, you're playing against a Marth on Yoshi's, what character do you pick? I mean, I pick Captain Falcon regardless, right? And that's the system that we have in place right now. Whereas if you ask me, all right, you're playing against a Marth, what stage do you pick? Now I have, like, a ton of, you know, I have, like, all this information to draw on and make an educated choice about. I just think it's a more interesting, you know, choice to pose in the middle of every single set. I mean, this does happen every set. So, you know.
Okay, so as the person who is trying to counterpick stage, you're kind of worrying about what their options are. Because I was viewing it as the person who
Okay.
is being counterpicked.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that now when it's my turn to strike a stage, I have to consider not only what character you play now, but all the other possibilities. 26 times 6, whatever. All right, well, whatever.
I'm going to
I think that the
add this
biggest...
to the list because I have some ideas on this, actually, because I think this has been brought up before in past years. Again, the order of operations thing. So
Yeah.
I'm going to try and dig up some of the old conversations around it just to provide more background argument. And next time we come around, we'll fully flesh out this idea. Because, again, this is kind of coming up impromptu. So
Yeah. Sheridan, you
Yeah.
feel cool with that?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have really strong feelings. I just thought it was an interesting thing to discuss.
Yeah, I think it's interesting too, but I think the biggest, the most convincing thing that I heard from Cactus is like, how many times does this actually happen?
Yeah.
It's probably not a big.
True. That's true.
I
But-
think in theory,
I mean,
But I am all about like preparing for odd scenarios that
Yeah.
could provide for an unfair landscape. So it's something that can be addressed. I have no
I
problem with
mean, how expected was Armada going young? I mean, this is not a stage counterpick issue, but how expected was Armada coming out with Young Link when it happened against Hungrybox?
I mean, he hinted to me personally, but
so-
for the community had no idea. I mean, Armada's
Yeah.
local one did, but
Yeah.
they kept it under wraps.
man,
So-
I never screamed so loud.
That was hype.
So,
First time it was hype.
yeah, I think it illustrates that, you know, although stage doesn't really play into that matchup, it's possible for it to happen at, you know, a high level.
But that wasn't a gimmick to Armada because Armada legitimately practiced that
That's
character
true.
and became a
That's true.
legitimate young Link.
Yeah.
Probably
Uh-huh.
the best.
Yeah,
So-
so I mean, but now when I go to sleep at night, I'm going to be very nervous about the possibility that, you know, what if Hungrybox would beat Armada given the current rule set if his Young Link was just a gimmick. You know what I mean? I'm imagining this situation where, what if it was just gimmicky? What if it only worked on, I don't know, FD, and it gave him the edge to win?
Well,
Well-
when that happens, that'll be another conversation we can have.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. All right. Well, stages is a big, hairy topic. There's a lot to discuss, so, you know, we've covered pretty good ground.
Stages is actually something I want to do, like open up to anybody who is listening to ask us questions that they have around stages. So we're going to have a little section when we do open up
Yeah.
for stage discussion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah.
All right, so I wanted to talk pretty quickly about the Smashboard, Smash for You sort of deal. You know, we just wanted to talk about generally like what they offer, you know, what the pros and cons are. I just wanted to throw out my opinion in probably like a minute. You know, of course, it's like worse to have more sites. You know, of course, we want to have one place where our community rallies around, because the more we split up, the worse that is. For anybody who doesn't know, Smash for You is a Smash website that was recently launched, like super recently, and it has a lot of cool features like integrated wiki, you know, like better live stream stuff. Tournaments are actual like tournaments as opposed to just threads like they were. Well, now they're better. Now they're kind of like events, but the functionality is a little bit deeper. So on and so forth. Okay, so obviously more sites are worse, but something that I've been thinking a lot about for Smashboards is kind of the opportunity that AZ and like let's call it the AZ administration has to sort of like, you know, gain people's trust and stuff. And you know, I was really excited when he made the announcement, you know, because I thought that maybe now would be a time where we talk about the direction of Smashboards. Maybe now is the time when we sort of talk about what we need and how we're going to get there. And I know that it's only been like a month, maybe a month and a half, so I'm not going to say, oh, you know, this is a failure. But at this point, and maybe it's on my fault, but at this point, I really don't see any movement towards having that discussion or really knowing what that administration plans to do with the website. So that's sort of my opinion, and I think that Chibo and Jaxel are much more accessible and much more willing to have that conversation, and that's what, you know, ultimately makes me excited about that possibility.
Alec actually is in the chat. One of the guys who's working on the Smashboards refreshing.
Yeah, Bionic's
But essentially, what's going on right now is, with the exception of All's Brawl, you know, Smashboards at this point has been kind of relegated to our knowledge base, and Smash for You is more about events and whatnot, keeping people current. Which, like you said earlier, it would be fantastic if we had it all implemented in just one central site. But I mean, right now they're serving two similar yet different overlapping purposes. So we'll see how they both develop over time.
Can I just say that Smash for You is not the name that I would have picked for website?
Well, I think he's trying to prep for Smash 4.
Okay,
and,
yeah,
you know,
that's
it's nice.
what went through my
Yeah.
mind, but
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Well, the other thing, not the other thing, but what about like All Is Brawl? I love Neil, and like I was so
Yeah.
down to support whatever he would do, but that's like literally the worst name for me. You like may as well name it like Jigglypuff Board 699 or something. All Is Brawl. Ugh.
But I mean, yeah, whatever. I love Neil too, but yeah.
Well, what do you? You know, we'll definitely bring Bionic on. You know, I want to talk to him. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, I mean, do you guys have that similar feeling? You know, do you feel like I don't know. I just want to hear if you guys agree or disagree. That, you know, it's my impression that, you know, okay, AZ bought Smashboards, but like, why? You know, what does he want to do? You know,
Right.
What's going on?
Well,
Yeah, it's been a busy time for pretty much everybody, so I expect maybe he's got other things going on in his life, but, you know, I think, you know, we need to hear fairly soon about what's the new direction, you know, or else this is just, oh,
Or else we're going to have reason to move to Smash for You. That's what
Yeah.
it comes down to.
yeah,
I mean, we just haven't gotten a lot of service in response to the overwhelming amount of suggestions we all have, really. towards how we can present ourselves better as a community. And I mean, that obviously isn't AZ's fault at all. It's just we don't know what's going on. And from what I've heard, I don't think we've moved servers yet out of MLG. So I talked to Oscar a bit about this earlier, but we really can't do anything, as far as I know, until that does happen. I mean, Bionic might be able to confirm or deny whether we're in that scenario, but I mean, I'm of the party that we should be giving them the chance and the time to at least start on that progression.
Yeah.
But we're not going to wait forever. The community isn't going to be able to last forever just going along the way it has. So, I mean, speaking purely from time is a valuable resource, they are in a position to work on Smash for You.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome. That's pretty much my concern echoed. And yeah, so I mentioned this to Cactus earlier, but like, of course, there's technical things that need to be done, right? But then there's also the direction in which we're going, and that's something that can be talked about before you even make the purchase, right? We don't need to move servers to talk about what we're going to do. And I think that like no point is too soon to talk about what does this community want, what does this community need, what's realistic, who's going to work on it, are we going to be like transparent about it, is everybody going to, do you know what I mean? Like these are things that could have been acted on with like a momentum and a I suppose like I'm going to use the word passion, right? I wish that I had seen, I guess I expected that, but maybe I shouldn't have. Anyway, I also don't want to be unfair, and I think that you guys have some pretty well-reasoned responses. Like, it's been the holidays. It's only been maybe a month or two, so...
Yeah, but I think you're completely right that, I would expect that when somebody goes through as much trouble as it is to do something like this, that they might have something already prepared.
Right. Like a plan, or...
Yeah.
Like, idea.
And there's no reason to be secretive about it. The big thing is that there's no reason to be secretive about those kinds of plans, because that's something we all get excited for. That's something that keeps us all kind of swarming. That just keeps us alive. So there needs to be some discussion. There needs to be communication.
I totally agree. All right, thanks, homies, for that, for validating my concerns.
Yes.
So on to Apex. Thanks. I don't know what I was gonna say. I was thanking somebody, but I was like, who do I have to thank?
You can thank
You're
me.
welcome.
You can thank me.
Thank you, Cactus, for all of your patience
being that guy.
and awesomeness. Prague, do you want to lead us into Apex?
All right, so Apex 2013, Rutgers, New Jersey, actually is next weekend. Kind of snuck up on us, the holidays and everything. All the final preparations are basically done. They reopened up registration, so please, guys, go ahead and register if you haven't already. Alex and the entire crew has been working insane amounts of hours. I'm on staff. I haven't done anything because that's what I'm really good at. But we have approximately, I think, 3 streams that will be operating for different events that we'll be running. So there might be a stream dedicated to Melee at some point. Then I'll switch over to Pokemon. Then the second stream will switch over, so on and so forth. He's gotten a lot of sponsors, a lot of hype. For anyone that's a fan of just competitive gaming in general, you're going to see a lot of different games being displayed. So it's going to be interesting. It's always going to be interesting with a 3-day tournament, but it's mostly going to be about how we present ourselves. Because, especially after the last couple of big East Coast tournaments that might remain nameless for the moment, we are, again, expected to be on the front page of Twitch. And I know we definitely hit 5 figures last year in terms of Twitch viewers. We're expecting definitely more than that this year. But, again, we are going to have our chance to share everything with the world. So, hopefully, everything will go off without a hitch.
Hey, so were those 5-figure view numbers, was that for Melee or was that for the fighting games? The FGC games.
The FGC games, I think, were maybe... I think we topped out about maybe 20,000 or so. I know Melee went down and then I think Brawl went down again. Sorry, guys. But we did have over 5 figures for all the games, which was fantastic.
Falling hard.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much what I want to say about it for now. I'll let you guys chime in.
Sheridan, you typed that?
Yes.
Sorry, Frog. Sheridan types
No
something
worries.
silly in the Google Doc.
I see.
When is this tournament, by the way? This is like tomorrow.
It's next weekend.
Oh,
It starts the
not this
12th?
weekend,
What?
but the following. Man,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
insane.
Shit, I have to start warming up.
Woo!
Old people.
All right.
And I got to start becoming anti-American in time.
Who are you rooting for? You rooting for Javi?
This year?
Is that what you're doing?
I can't say who I'm rooting for.
It's gonna be a surprise.
Right. Yeah. I might have their name tattooed somewhere.
Is it
It's okay.
Gucci? Is it one of the Japanese?
I didn't want to talk about that. I'm not sure if it was released to the public, but I do know who. I do know they did release the list for USA vs. the World Cruise. I'm not sure if it's everywhere, but looking at the cruise, Apex USA vs. the World, it's going to be interesting, but unless, it's going to take something extraordinary for the world to pull it off. It's just my thoughts. In terms of representation, I kind of feel like last year I would love to see a Japanese representative. There aren't any on the team yet, but we'll see. I think the U.S. has wrapped up. Yeah, sorry.
USA, USA.
I knew that was coming from Bobby.
Yeah.
I've been talking to PP a bit on the back end, and he is sounding very confident about the USA crew and what his strategy is going to be. So,
Yeah, it's pretty much in hand. I mean, no offense to the world players that got a strong team, but just the squad the U.S. has put together is like
that was captain
who's
of
who.
world team. I think they could pull it out.
That's you though. Like I there are a couple people I wanted in, but yeah.
Hey,
Anyway.
can I just say that I feel like I revitalized the USA chant after like the 2006 MLG days. I remember there was a Smashpocalypse where Canada went, and I remember Prague. You were probably
Yes.
there, dude. And
Yes, I remember.
Kage's playing somebody over in the corner. I just ran over and did the USA chant. And I don't remember anybody ever doing that before, so I just give it to me.
It was a brilliant idea that nobody else would have come up with.
Who would have thought,
Oh.
let's just disparage this foreign group of people and, marginalize them through screaming en masse?
Absolutely. It's the American way.
Okay, so, Prod, did you want to talk about what people can do to keep the tournament running smoothly? Oh, I have a question before we go there. How was the last Apex? Who was there? I was not.
I was there. I ran much of the melee, actually. Me
Yeah.
and Full Metal ran the bracket.
So let's
I think everything for Melee went really smoothly. It was just a lot of. Sheridan and Full Metal did a fantastic job. Everything was running operational on time. Even though someone stole my big, but
Oof.
everything last Apex ran pretty well. So big credit to the entire staff and everyone up actually reported their matches and stuff.
Cool. Sweet. So we want to talk about what we're excited about for Apex? I have a long list. Ah! Sorry for yelling.
Yeah. First off, I definitely want to see more of Javi. There were a lot of people that we wanted to see him up against, and he never got the opportunity to play. That entire weekend, he and Armada were ducking each other. I would love to see them play off in a tournament set. I'm hyped for for, of course, U.S. versus the world. Uh, and I'm actually really hyped for the Scientology Invitational that I kind of got into a while back. But want me to go into that store?
I'd love to hear about it.
It's time.
All right, so we were talking a couple episodes back, it might have been the last episode, about how we can make things fresh in community, things of that nature. And one of the things we wanted to do was, I was watching a stream a while ago for Marvel. Chris Matrix ran a As-Is tournament where in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you can use X Factor, things of that nature that are all of these rubber band tactics to force a comeback. So I said, what would be the most similar thing to that? Let's have a tournament as is. All stages are on, all items are on, why not? Let's have some fun with it. So I originally wanted to do all of last year's top 8, and all the top 8, which are Hobby, Hungry Box, Armada, Mango, Hacks, Shroomed, I'm going to forget them, Dr. PP, and Kirby Kaze. All top 8, with the exception of Kirby Kaze, have agreed.
Did Kirby Kaze not agree yet, or he disagreed?
Well, he said that he would rather play money matches and keep fresh for the tournament, he said. So, yeah, unfortunately he didn't want to take part.
So just ruining the fun.
I figured, at least we got everyone else in it. What else can we do to, like, throw them out of their game? Let's make it, we'll do 2 out of 3, but
yeah, bro.
How about
let's bring all of these great players to the biggest tournament of the year and throw them out of their game.
Yeah, why not?
When you put it that way, it just sounds like a great idea.
Yeah. Well, you put it that way. He didn't put it that way.
But,
Are they going to be able to ban fucking Yoshi's Island 64?
There are no bans, and in addition, we're going to have to... we're going to throw them up a bit more. Only... Again, this is just a small invitational, not the tournament itself.
Right.
But, let's just make DK and lower on the tier list available. That's it. Why not?
DK and lower on the tier list only?
Only.
Only, yes. So, and in addition, I kind of told Armada he's not playing Young Link, things of that nature, just to make things a bit more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think.
How about that rule? Except Hacks can play Falcon. Does that sound good? I'm in.
I think maybe below Ice Climbers is better, because a lot of the low tier characters are just shitty and not fun to watch, like fucking
Link.
Yeah, Roy.
Well, Roy's so cool.
It's not cool when somebody sucks with him.
Yeah, well.
Who is good with Roy? Who is good
Nobody.
with Roy?
What about Ganondorf? He's like the most fun character to watch in the history of the world.
Yeah, dude, Ganondorf, man. Ganondorf and Luigi.
Luigi's so cool.
And fucking Mario and shit.
Mario is the homie. Invented Nintendo.
Actually,
I'm done with this
I gotta
conversation.
cut you guys off
I'm
real
moving
quick.
on.
I gotta cut you off real quick because I didn't want to get the stream's opinion, because we have that 8th spot still available. So I figured, let's be fair, let's offer it to one of the 9th place competitors. So we have Axe, didn't finish in top 8. However, I feel like a lot of players did want to see him. Lovage, MacD, and Wobbles all finished in that 9th place spot. So vote for one of those 4. M2K, I also thought of doing, but I think he's going to be really busy with Brawl and whatnot. So, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I think M2K would win.
Yeah.
M2K has a really homosexual strategy with every character.
I think M2K would win. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Are we asking the stream who they want?
Yeah, I want to see who they want, and then I'll go
Can
ahead
I
and ask
vote?
them.
Put numbers. I know who I'm voting for.
We'll do press 1 for Axe, press 2 for Lovage, press 3 for MacD, and Also, Scar, I need you to be on commentary, being as biased as possible.
Love
And already the
it.
current competitors.
Love it is so much better than everybody else. Who wants to watch Axe? Boo, Axe! Boo, option 1!
But already we have Dr. PP, Hungry Box, Hacks, Shroomed, Mango, Javi, and Armada. They're all in, and they don't care. They'll play whoever. So big shout out to those guys for participating.
Wow, Axe won this vote.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a good vote, so let's throw
If
that
there's-
out.
It'd be
Yeah,
fun
he
if
went-
you just
This vote did not go the way I expected.
SwiftBase, it's in the Google Doc. I have it all. So looks like I'll be asking Jeffrey sometime tomorrow if he wants to not play Pikachu in a low-tier tournament.
And what were you saying, Sheridan?
Oh, okay, never mind.
I.
Because I was just saying it's not going to be fun if Axe just destroys everybody with Pikachu.
Yeah, boo!
But he
He's
said
not going to be
he's
able
not going to let him.
Pikachu. No.
Yeah.
Like, I have those soft bands in.
I would be
I
be
think I'll
super
just go
mad,
Kirby.
by the way, if I were Axe and you said I can't play Pikachu.
You should also just ban Kirby entirely.
I agreed. Alright.
He's the worst.
Move on. Let's move on.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about
Just
one more
growing
thing
tired
for
of this.
Apex, and then we'll take a break.
All right.
Alright. S2J versus Kage. Woo!
Yeah,
Cannot wait!
Mhm.
Let's get it! Are there any other big matches? I would actually love to watch the rematch of.
Nothing hacks. Does that happen?
Apparently, it's not happening.
I think it's...
Apparently, it's not happening.
I
Which
think they
one backed
squashed...
out? Which one pussied out?
I think they squashed the beef, but I think that they're still...
I don't give a shit about
I'm not
beef.
sure.
I just want to see him play.
Heard it's not happening.
Lame. Leffen isn't going.
That's what I heard.
What a bitch.
What a
What
bitch.
a bish! What a bish! Okay, it's back. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. But I would love to see the rematch of Hax and Javier.
Mhm.
Or whatever his name. What's his name?
I don't know about that.
Why?
Javi kind of steamrolled him. I'm not gonna lie. That
No,
was,
no,
yeah.
it's but he could have no.
it happened.
It's because he kept jumping at his shield.
He kept jumping into the rape.
I
We
know,
learned
that's-
that lesson in 2007.
I
Don't
know.
jump into the rape.
Right, I know. Okay, I know,
What,
but he
what is
didn't
the
know.
origin of that exactly? I don't recall.
Was that an Asin thing? Might have been an Asin.
I think it was. I think it was.
I think
I
it was
know.
Asin because Asin just F smashed. Because he would
Yeah.
be really patient and people would jump out of shield into the rape and
Alright.
just get F smashed.
Yeah, I know for sure that that I heard it was Asin back in the day, but I'm not not an authority on this.
I couldn't picture Asin actually saying that, but he says a lot of funny things under his breath that make everybody laugh.
Yeah.
So-
All right, good times. I enjoyed our Apex discussion. Everybody, Apex 2013. The dates
Yeah.
are January 11th through the 13th. I will be there. Cactus will be there. Prague will be there. Sheridan, are you going to be there?
Yes, I will be there.
Sheridan will be there.
I'm flying an overnight flight to JFK on Friday, and then taking public transit for like 2 hours to
Wait,
get.
Sheridan,
Wow.
let me know when your flight comes, because I'm driving Friday morning.
Oh, okay. Where are you? Where do you live, though?
I live in Brooklyn, so you won't be that far away.
Sick.
Making plays on the podcast. All right. Are you
Yeah.
taking a break?
My flight comes in
And-
at 6:30 a.m.
There's one more thing that I have to say, which is that NorCal is coming out in force. So if you haven't registered for Apex and you have ever wanted to meet or play anyone from NorCal, you just have to go. There are like 15 of us on one flight. This is a true
Oh, man.
story.
And there are like two worth playing. Just kidding. Just
All right,
kidding.
we're taking
Calling
a
them
break.
out.
Shots
Calling
Taking a
them
break. We're on break. All right, what's up with it? Does anybody have to? Should we get anybody in the chat?
out. We can. I'm just baiting money
Let's
matches.
see
right
what
now.
the stream says.
Just being a jerk. Dude, NorCal is so good.
Dude, you guys are. I'm so jealous of Cali.
There you go.
Philly has like me.
There you go.
Yeah, me.
and Mutu King.
Yeah, he does live like 15 minutes from Philly. I guess he counts.
Yeah.
All right, who do we want to bring in here and just like?
Well, I kind of have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, I wanted to. What did I want to talk about earlier?
Yeah.
Break. What was that?
Oh yeah, during break,
I made a
ask
note.
us anything.
You know what everybody else could talk about during break? Tell all your friends to come on and watch.
I don't have any friends.
Sup with it. We are all your friends.
Yay.
Yay!
yeah. So yeah, I actually can't do it and should never attempt to, just because of how perfect the
No,
Sheridan
it was fine. It was a good attempt.
All right, thanks. What's next on the agenda?
El agenda.
I don't think we have anything. We're just doing call-ins for an hour.
Let's do some
For
call-ins.
half an hour.
Dude, I'm so down for that. That's
Dude,
great.
stick with it. Let's just
I
start
love
now.
call-ins.
All right, anybody who wants to call in, we're
We're
gonna
doing
do
call-ins. I'm getting a drink.
I'm gonna get some water as well.
it. Okay, I'm gonna go to the
I'm gonna get
bathroom.
a Mexican Coke with
So-
real sugar.
That's really smart. So while we're gone, just because I want to promote myself, I guess, I'm gonna air the uncut footage of me and Bob Money, that interview thing. If I can find it.
You know, we should also take some requests maybe for future hype matches.
Yeah.
Dude, I totally agree with that.
Like I would want to see like a Hacks S2J money match. I think everyone has been.
That's gonna
requesting
happen at Apex.
that. Good.
It's already slated. Moan Frere.
Slated.
Slated.
Slate that shit.
Alright, I guess it's on my laptop, so I have to, I gotta get it off of that. Very well said. Sheridan, did you, you haven't seen it, right? I guess nobody's seen it.
What have I not seen?
The uncut interview of me talking about my match with Bob Money.
No, I have not.
I did it in one take, dude.
Yeah.
It's an acting feat.
Yeah.
I summoned my
Fascinating.
inner actor.
You're just fucking Renaissance man.
That's exactly right.
Man for all seasons. That's Bobby Scar.
Alright, well, everybody. Do you recognize that?
Blue screen? The fuck?
That is what that's called. A blue screen. Alright, shut up, Oscar. I did do it in one take, and it's hard. It was like a 1-minute speech, bro. Bro. I never unmodded you. Alright, so yeah, for the rest of this cast, we're just gonna take call-ins. So, here's a few things that I want you to know. Number one, check your mic and stuff.
Make
Because
sure that
last
you're-
time we had a bunch of jerks coming on here.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Talk. We couldn't see them. They couldn't hear us.
Hello?
Figure it out.
Bunch of no good, useless jerks try to call into the show.
That's right.
Hello?
And then, yeah, if you want to call in, add me on Skype. My Skype name is rscarduzio. If you can't spell my last name, then you suck.
It's also right there on the fucking stream, so.
Wait,
yeah.
is it?
Isn't it?
It's on the Google Doc.
Yeah.
Wait, who demodded Lovage? No, I never demodded you, you jerk. Wait, Lovage, you want to come on again?
I'm down to Dr. Lovage.
Well, you had a question for him, and then he just dipped out.
But that was like ages ago. I don't remember what that question was.
Alright, I'll put him on.
Nice.
See if he picks up. Last time he was just going, hello, 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 hello.
Dude, we fucking won 16-6. It was so easy. We didn't even do anything.
Free!
It was free, exactly.
Why are
Wow.
you telling us about your Counter-Strike match, though?
Really cool.
Next.
Did he just hang up already?
Yeah. Oscar's on timeout
Great.
in this group.
Actually, there's something I want to talk about. It's kind of weird. how there's like a couple of sponsored smashers again. Chibo with Clash Tournament sponsoring M2K. Also, Empire Arcadia sponsoring M2K as well, and now Maximum Hype. Maximum Hype now sponsors both Digi Nintendo and Alucard. So,
Is that what MH stand for?
is there?
Couldn't figure it out.
But yeah, I mean, you know, MH sponsors Ray, Smooth Viper, and Alucard for Marvel. Now they have, I guess, a small melee division. So
That's awesome.
How does one go about getting sponsored?
you have to be beautiful. Scientology Prague.
And what value are the players giving to the? I mean, aside from advertisement, right? Is there any like responsibility?
I think Chiba would be pretty good at answering that question.
Yeah.
Right, Chiba?
He probably would, but apparently he is at work.
He's in here. I think he's probably like on his phone or something.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Any-
Chiba's in here.
Another thing that I wanted to say, if anybody knows, hey, is Bionic in the chat? If Bionic, if you want to come on, just ping me.
Yeah, he's still here.
Uh,
Chiba, what, as a sponsor, what benefits do you provide, or what benefits are provided for the, for you by the players representing you, besides advertisement, things of that nature?
he'll answer eventually.
I hate
Yeah,
that we're
it's
doing
our
this
type.
right now.
Oh, I got a contact request. It's Metal Reaper.
Oh,
Wait, didn't
God, get that guy out of here.
he come on last time?
No, someone else.
Eh.
Just roll with it, bro. Let's
Yeah,
see
we
what
don't have
happens.
any calls. We don't have any callers. Let's just do it.
We got Bobby D coming. It's too many Bobbies. Does anybody know Metal Reaper? Is he a bro?
Yeah, he's a Philly smasher.
Yeah, Adam. Yeah.
It's my Yoda impersonation.
Yeah, that was great.
That was.
We do that all the time.
All right.
Got any more impersonations?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I do. I actually
I
can't think
wait
of a
to
single
hear
one.
more
I
of them.
actually can't think of a single one right now. Who's a funny smasher that I like to make fun of?
Phil.
Chibo responded on Flash
Hey, I'm Phil. All right,
Yeah,
Bobby D.
Chibo's just said it's different based on what sponsors looking for. Some sponsors are looking just for exposure to partners, like SteelSeries works with VVB and having their players push their products. CT, on the other hand, ellipsis, waiting for his continuation.
Yeah, ... Well, I'm wearing a SteelSeries headset, and so kind of thinking they should sponsor me.
Do you want to be BB Scar?
Yeah. BB. Who's BB?
VVB.
E.
Good answer.
So, all
Doesn't sound as good.
right, I'm pulling Bionic in.
Nice.
All right.
Hopefully
perfect,
he
actually.
checked his drivers. Oh,
What's up?
wait, there's
Hey.
going to be video as well?
He's probably the kind of guy that knows how to get this stuff working.
That's
So
fantastic
Yeah.
news. Bionic, how's it going, dude?
greetings.
I don't think that we've ever spoken in person, like voice to voice, but here we are. How are you?
You guys meet Rom?
What, we spoke at round 5. I'm good.
Well
Cool.
then.
Cool.
Awkward.
All right, well, it's not my fault, though.
Shots fired. You don't remember me, Scar?
No, I do remember you. You're a very
You're
important person
bad.
to me.
Bad from the boards. Anyway, yeah. We have so many questions for Bionic. What's going on Smash boards?
Well, right now we're doing the test migration right now. I think it's going to finish up on the 3rd. There's a few things I wanted to say, but I wanted to know if you had any questions.
What's your favorite color?
Blue?
Alright, say your piece first, and then we'll go into questions.
Yeah,
anyhow.
I think I voiced all of my questions, and so, you know, just any light that you can shed with regards to, you know, what the plan is, what the vision is exactly what I'm looking for.
Basically, I really want to get the community involved, and that includes getting like a lot of the community developers right on the Smash boards. Like right now, I'm talking to the SSPD group in the MBR. I'm like setting up like a section on the site for it, installing Python, and trying to link that to users and having that as a I'm not sure what system they're still using for the ranking system, but that's one of the things. The other thing, I want to introduce creative features like, developing a C# plugin for TO Pro that basically one-click sends results to Smashboards. And I was talking to Vist last night at Xanadu Gaming, and he has pretty much signed on board with that. And right now we're still like planning and discussing like where to go, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more I want to say, but I'm not sure if I am or I'm not allowed to say it.
Well, okay, so can you do me a favor and describe your role and what Smashboards as an organization is sort of like, what the structure of that organization is?
I am basically the developer. I've been the developer for Smashboards for 2.5 years, I think. And I forgot the other part of the question. I'm sorry. I'm kind of tired.
Like, okay, so you're the lead developer, right? Where
Right.
does that put you in relation to other people, and who are like those other people? Do you know what I mean?
Where are you on the totem pole?
Basically, every Alpha Zealot is the general manager, but like administrators and senators have like equal say in what goes on with like site issues and everything. So a lot of things are basically discussed there, and I can pitch my ideas, improve on it, and then I start coding on it.
Yeah.
The problem, and here's a funny story. We did like the April Fools, like for April 2012, and we did the Slowpoke World Forums, and around 7 p.m. my time, MLG came on the site and was like, no, gotta delete the skin, no, gotta delete these announcements, no more April Fools. And basically the whole theme for the past, ever since MLG has owned it, is like, have a suggestion, want feedback? Nope.
Yeah.
Can't do anything.
Right.
No fun allowed.
No fun allowed.
The no fun zone.
No fun allowed.
Mad
So-
Wayne Group, MLG.
So, Bionic, how many senators and admins are there?
If I had to count, probably
Ballpark.
probably about 10, 15.
And how many of them are actually developers?
Just me.
Okay, so basically you have 14 bosses.
Well, it's more like a senate than it is a boss.
So you have one boss? No, everybody has an equal say, but you're the guy who does all the work.
Yes.
That sounds terrible.
I
Well, okay. Here's what I
Yeah.
want to know.
basically I posted in the Senate about how I wanted more people to have a say in Smashboards, like Scar, Prague, Sheridan, Cactuar.
I was hoping that you would leave like one person out. Scar, Sheridan, Prague.
He left
That would be
himself
pretty
out.
good.
He left himself out.
Basically,
So-
like if you have an
what do you
idea.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
If you have an idea, pitch it to us. We'll see what we can do. Like, if you want to develop something for a site, come on board.
So what is the best way to, kind of reach out to you guys, being the people in charge? Not just for us, because we know we can kind of access those individuals directly, but for just any common player who might have an idea. Do you want to see their ideas kind of go through a process on Smashboards before going to, just to reduce the amount of paperwork that you go through, or would you prefer that it was more direct for the common user?
The way I want to do things is like, the common user suggests something. It is basically I get community members' inputs, I get senators' admins' inputs, and then basically start working on it. I think if there are is an idea, should work on that idea, build on that idea, and lost my train of thought. Basically, build on it with like suggestions and make the idea even better, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. So are you nervous about, so there's a saying that there's too many cooks in the kitchen, right? Are you nervous that maybe the amount of people already, you know, if it's like maybe 10 plus people, if you're looking to add some more voices to that discussion, you think you might fall into that analysis paralysis kind of mode, or?
No. Basically, like, all the centers and admins are fluent in Smash, and they know how this idea will help Smash boards, but as far as reaching out to the community, me, Alpha Zealot, Zivy, and like on the eyesight, we're basically in the community right now, so you can ask any of us, even Hylian. Forgot about him for a second. But some of the centers and admins are more focused on like the actual moderating than it is the features. I mean, they can have a say in it, but like for other stuff, I don't get into the moderating aspect of the whole site, and I just focus more on the developing part. You know, trying to help the community.
Cool.
Right.
Makes
Okay,
sense
so
to me, man.
I have a couple. Well, one large question. So you mentioned a bunch of features that you guys are going to add to Smashboards, and that sounds. I'm definitely in favor of all that, and it sounds great. What I would like to hear more about is if you have heard from AZ or any of the other senators about kind of some direction that they want to go with Smashboards, or like, you know, do they have a vision for what they're really trying to accomplish, like in terms of guiding principles more than just adding some extra functionality?
I would try to say something like a vision, but I'm afraid I might like word it wrong, and there might be additional stuff Alpha Zealot might want to say. So I'm gonna try and hit him up.
Okay.
Yeah.
But basically,
I think that's, you know, that's what. I mean, now that with Smash for You out, that seems to have more or less a kind of clear idea of what they're trying to do. You know, I think Smashboards, it's going to be really important for AZ to make everybody aware of what he's going to do. You know, what direction he's going to take, and I think that's what most people, you know, most people are going to need to hear that in order to stay interested in everything that's going on.
okay.
Yeah, I for sure agree with that, and you know, of course, I don't want to put anybody on blast, but you know, it's sort of what would make me feel better about the whole thing would have been, you know, yeah, we talked about it, we know exactly where he wants to go, you know, he has this big plan, he has this idea, blah blah blah, and that would be super awesome. You know, of course, I've said over and over that it's the holidays, it's only been like a month, but yeah, this is my very strong +1 to what Sheridan said in my petition towards that administration to have a vision and a purpose.
Yeah, and you know, let me just make it clear that I think everybody's glad that we have AZ instead of MLG now. We're just all kind of, you know, we're just anxious to see what changes are going to be made, and you know, yeah.
Right. We've already started making some changes, like merging the regional forums, giving Project M its own forum space, and I'm still talking with the Project M backroom about what changes they want to make to their forums, like if they need any additional, and this is like the first step of it.
Yeah, from my perspective, working as a backroom member, I've really appreciated the work that you guys have put in over the years. And again, you guys have been very open about talking about what we can do to kind of make the process easier for ourselves. And although we do talk about, like, not entirely jokingly, moving some of that to Facebook just because the medium is a lot easier for the discussion that we have, that can be integrated into the boards, and I think that's something that we're going to end up suggesting, just so that we don't have to do that kind of migration.
Okay. I actually, as far as like the backroom stuff goes, I would like talk to Mark
Yeah.
because like he's amazing on that front.
Mm-hmm.
Would also be super dope. I don't know if this exists already, but like, if I knew who to talk to for different things, that would be super amazing, phenomenal. Like just like a hey, here's our staff. Here's who does what. Bionic is the lead developer. He does all of the fucking work.
Yeah, I think what he's asking for is just, I mean, more visibility is almost always better, just so that we have like clear lines between which areas of the boards are connected to which higher players.
Well, also Zealot has been putting out news posts every week saying what the step in the plan is, like bought the server, doing a transitional period from MLG to our new host, Temple Host, which shout outs to them, they've been really helpful.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure our next one will be even better because now I can say more stuff related to the topic. We're still like there's a announcement up there that says if you want to suggest something for the site, go ahead. And I'm listening and I'm bringing it up, and basically you're going to be heard. You know, it's not like MLG where it's like no.
Right.
Oh, that's great news. And like Sheridan said, I think we're all super excited that that there was a change in leadership, and we're glad that it's a member of the community that that we know and relatively trust.
Yeah, and my experience with AZ is that he is very open-minded to suggestions. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, Bionic. Thanks so much for coming on. It was very good to talk to you. Look at you in the eye.
Just the one eye.
Yeah, look at both eyes. Do you have any
what?
any last words?
Not really. Like, if you ever want to contact me for anything, basically hit me up on Facebook or Smashboards. If you have my cell number, that works too. Basically anywhere, and I'll listen and I'll respond to you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, dude.
Hey, thanks for all your work. See ya.
Take it easy, man. Peace. Yeah, and I +1 what he just said. He's very, very available, and I think that's one of the coolest things about Bionic. Just talk to him, pick his brain. Bobby Deke is calling me. I'm going to decline it. Don't call me. I'll call you. Bobby, stop calling me.
Every time I heard that.
All right, I'm bringing Bobby Deke in. Bobby Deke. Hello, you're on the show. Bobby Deke.
Metal Reaper, how you guys doing?
How's it going,
Hello.
Metal Reaper? Please mute your stream if it is not already.
Alright, it's muted. Sorry.
Sick with it. What's up,
All right.
dude?
Hey Cactor, hey Scar, Sheridan. How you guys doing? In Prague, sorry.
Excellent.
Doing well.
So what can we do for you today?
So, I'd like to talk about hype in the Melee community.
All right.
And I'd like to, I don't know, I'd like to see more hype. I'd like to see more money matches. I don't know, more, like, crew battles, just anything. Like, regional crew battles, just, I don't know. That's my favorite thing to see. Like, I want to see more M2K versus Shiz, like, shit like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you speaking from the perspective of like someone watching streams or someone attending?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, when I show people Melee, like, I always try to get my friends into it and everything, and one of the first things I show them is M2K versus Shiz, because everybody's hype, you know, like, or, like, Dr. PP versus Hobby, something like that. And, I don't know, I think hype matches like that really get people, like, interested in it more than anything else.
Right.
So, Metal Reaper, may I ask if you watched the sets at Campbell?
I have not. I've tried to look them up, though. I know you played Bob Bunny and he 4-1'd or something like that, I heard.
Whoa! Whoa!
That's what I heard, Somebody
Better
wrote
get
that
your
in
shit straight,
comments.
son.
We are hyped now.
I'm about to air the entire set right now.
Upload it. I've been trying to find it for.
Alright, I'm posting it.
I think it. I don't know if it actually got onto YouTube.
It is
There was
not
some.
on YouTube. Very,
Yeah, there was
very
some
unfortunately.
technical
I've been
shit. So
trying to
I
find
think
it every day. I love the promo, by the way. That was awesome. That's something I'd like to see more often. That was hilarious.
God, 4-1.
but
Jesus, fuck.
In terms of hype like that, I mean, a lot of that is it's real. It's not like something that's planned out. You know, when you see,
yeah.
like, no offense to the Bobby match, but you know, it was something that happened in bracket, and it ended up being one of the greatest sets in the history of the game.
You don't mean
You know,
you
it's-
mean MTK Shiz?
Well, I mean, I don't mean to like compare your match with Bob Money to that because it
Right.
was planned ahead of time. It's hype with preparation, whereas you had the M2K versus Shiz set. You know, they just happened to meet up in the bracket and played amazing. Same
Yeah.
thing with Javi and Dr. PP. You know,
I agree.
you can't determine like that's going to happen. You know, I mean, even when with Hungry Box Armada, the first time we brought Young Link, if you didn't know, how hyped were you because you had no idea it was something you weren't expecting. You can't like generate hype like that, with the exception of Waffles just getting everyone hyped because he is the yipes of our community. Will forever be that. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. It's really hard to say that this set is definitely going to be hyped because anything can happen with me.
Yeah, I agree.
It's you know, it's difficult to set it up. It's possible, but I don't know. No,
So, Bobby, can I
it's all up to chance.
Bobby, can I ask if you saw the Jay Kun the Greater Leon set?
Yeah, the Martha
Yeah.
wasn't that like a 200? No, that wasn't a $200 money match.
Indeed,
No, I actually
indeed it
have
was.
watched that, and it was super hype. It was the dumbest Martha I've ever seen. It was
Yeah.
front smash everywhere, and it was hilarious. It was awesome. I loved it, and it was hype. Like I've seen those matches a bunch of times because they were really hype. Like I don't know. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, so let me ask the follow-up question then, which is that if the audio of the room was not recorded, do you think you would have watched it or enjoyed it?
I mean, I definitely would have because I try to watch everything, but I definitely would not have enjoyed it that much. You know, like I don't know. I
I
love hearing the
speculate.
crowd in the background. I remember. Do you guys remember Shiz vs. Axe Apex 2010?
No.
Okay, well, during that time when they were playing, nobody in the entire room that like was in the Melee room was at Apex was playing at all. Like everybody paused their games and was watching. Everybody was standing up on their chairs. Everybody was watching. I remember I was playing Irish Mafia, and we completely quit out of our match and walked over and watched Axe destroy Shiz. And it was so hype, but you can't hear anybody in the background. Everybody's screaming. You just hear Doggy and whoever else was the commentator. But everybody was freaking out. And even, when everybody went shirtless at the doubles match, everybody was freaking out and screaming. And you can't hear any of the audience, but, like, the commentary was really good. But, like, that's what I love to see. I just love to see hype. Like, I don't know. That's my favorite part of the Melee community, and that's why, by the way, at Apex, I plan on money matching everybody. It's probably going to be my last tournament for a while, so I want to money match U-Star and just anybody that's up for it, and I have my own recording set up now, so I want to record everything and, you know, get a little crowd and, you know, just have some fun.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm gonna whoop you. How much money are you donating?
I honestly don't think you're that good. Out of Dark Rain...
Damn, the call out.
Jesus.
I'm just saying.
Called you out on your own show.
Okay,
How
so
do you
there's different
feel?
ways to say it, right? You could say, like, you know, I think that we would have a close match, right, compared to other Falcon mains.
But he
So
doesn't
the
think
words
that.
that
He
just
doesn't
came
think it's
out
gonna
of your
be close.
mouth
He thinks
was,
he's gonna get squished.
I do not
Oh my
think
God.
that you are that good.
No, I think...
You
I think-
better get ready, and you
Alright,
better
well,
watch what you wish
okay.
for. You want
Well,
hype? This is how you start the hype. People are going to be
Exactly.
watching. People are going to be yelling. Who's not that good?
I'm gonna record it. All right. I honestly think Hacks, STJ, and Dark Reign are better than you. Just saying. And you guys are the 4
You're
Falcons.
entitled to your opinion.
Damn.
You better get ready.
I think the boards will agree.
I will see you at Apex.
All right,
Good
Pretty
call. I think that I'm
And-
kicking you out.
bye. I just want to discuss hype. Thanks for having me on, guys. I'll see you.
Yeah,
Peace.
bye-bye.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with him. You know, I remember.
About what?
I agree with him about the hype.
About the
I think you're gonna body him.
Kidding.
But
Kidding.
like I remember being at ROM 1 and just standing on a chair watching M2K vs. Shiz. No one was playing a set, and I feel like that's kind of been lost in the recent years. Like everyone during grand finals, there'll be friendlies going on, things of that nature. You know, it's kind of disappointing. You know, because it isn't showing respect to those players in grand finals, things of that nature. Yeah, that's just my 2 cents. But you know, those hype matches, you never know who it's going to come from. You know, not to put you on blast, Scar, but Hanky Panky. You know, no one saw that coming.
That's not putting me on blast. He beat like 8 million people. What is
Well,
happening today?
No, I'm just saying. You know, like no one
All right,
expected that
okay.
type to happen.
Yes, Hanky Panky, great job. You go back and watch Game 3, and you'll see he literally got the luckiest BS ground fall off the platform cancel fair in the literal history of Peach vs. Falcon. It's the most insane thing.
It's never just one thing, though.
No, okay, no, you're right. He was legitimately beating me like the entirety of the second game, and then it's obvious that I learned that full noob and was coming back on him. I had all the momentum. Weon X isn't going to look at it. I down air him literally last stock, right? And he like slips off the platform and forward airs. I asked him after, did you do that on purpose? Did you do that on purpose? He said, no, man.
That's what he wants you to think. It's a mind game.
No, Prague.
You're just going to underestimate him.
Line games.
Underestimate him next time.
Anyway, yeah. No offense to Scar. Hanky Panky, not good. Blah, blah, blah.
Ooh.
No,
You got
not
called
Hanky
out.
Panky is not good. I'm saying that I was called not good.
Oh.
Anyway, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Mahone wanted to come in here. So it's
Bring him in.
7:55. Looking at like maybe one more call. What do you think? You guys having
Word.
fun?
Yeah. I'm good for as long as you guys are.
All right, I'm gonna throw Mahone in.
It's good having a show where we're not talking about some awful incident.
Yeah.
That's true. So it turns out oh wait, let's wait for Mahone.
Yo, what's going on?
Hey, sup with it?
Hi.
Oh, hold on.
Holding. Alright, well, while he's figuring that out, I think during the last call we touched on something pretty important, which is that, like, I think that it's everybody watching and cheering, which makes sets pretty hype. I mean, I think that's, like, the common denominator everywhere. Besides, like, besides if it's, like, top-tier play, that's, like, almost a surefire way to get the videos to be awesome.
Everybody wants to play friendlies. They don't want to sit around and hype their teammates. It's because there's no crews anymore, in my opinion. Everybody is
Yeah.
their own island, and
Yeah.
we all just care about our own play. So we all just try and go and warm up. We don't support anybody.
Mahone,
Yeah, I mean, back when.
Here.
Oh, well,
Can you hear me?
continue.
yeah, I
Does
can
this
hear
work?
you.
All right, perfect. Yeah, MDVA doesn't ever root for any of us at nationals. I don't know if you've ever heard like anyone cheering for Chillin or Chew, because that just doesn't happen.
That's because H2IL was like their own thing. They were a part
Yeah,
of it.
they cheer for each other. Like Chinese will just shout because he wants to like vicariously live through them. But besides that, not much cheering going on.
Yeah, I mean, we really need to have a better sense of local community, and it's. I mean, that to me is what builds hype. It's there being contention between these different individuals, and there being a crew standing behind you cheering against another crew.
Yeah.
Nobody
I mean,
wants
we,
to see.
We kind of have a good thing
playing.
going in. We kind of have a good thing going in NorCal, where like, you know, the different area codes definitely kind of have a soft rivalry against one another, like the East Bay and Peninsula and Butte NorCal and Concord area. There's definitely like cohesion within the region, and they always root for for the players in their own region. So I'd like to see more of that just across the country. I definitely agree with you there.
Okay, to me, one of the lamest things is when there is a crowd of people standing behind two people playing, and the crowd is so one-sided. It's just, that's not hype to me. That's just a crowd getting on one player's nerves, bringing one player down. So there really needs to be that competition between crowds, even.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends.
No.
It can be if you're cheering for the underdog.
Yeah.
Woo, I can get pretty exciting.
Yeah, I see that.
Can I say something? Chudat.
Yeah. Whoa,
came
whoa,
out of
whoa.
retire-
Mahone,
Whoa! Please, just one thing.
hang on.
and
The
I'm
four of us have been talking for like 2 hours, and we want to keep going.
Word.
All right,
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Say your thing. Say your thing.
all right. Chudat came out of retirement today. I don't know if you guys knew. He went to a tournament today for the first time in since Zenith, and he got 7th, and 9 people entered.
Great.
It was hype.
Great.
So it's good to know that he still has it.
Man, putting Chew on blast.
That's
Dude,
how
you
it
didn't get
is.
last, though. You didn't get last.
He didn't get last. I think he won 1 round in winners and then lost, and then I think he forfeited.
Well, that sounds like Chew to me.
Yeah, he doesn't have that winning mentality anymore.
All right, this show isn't about calling out Chudat. Let's move
That's
on.
the only way to
We're
get him back, though.
started.
You don't
Yeah, Mahone
understand.
started it.
Poor
MDVA,
Chudat.
he's our only hope.
Dude, chillin' is.
I think
Get
you
outta
just
here.
called out Chillin. I think you just
Yeah.
called out Chillin.
Dude,
indirectly.
last time I played Chillin', I JV4'd him twice.
Damn.
Is
You
this
know,
a
so-
tournament? Is it recorded?
Yeah, it was Losers Finals. No, I never get recorded. I don't like that. I don't play that shit.
Well, you don't get
You don't play
recorded.
that game,
No, I'm like Mewtwo. I don't want people stealing my strats.
clearly. Get out of here.
Right.
We're done with you.
All right, Mahone.
All right. It was great talking to you guys.
Thanks
It's
for
always a
calling
pleasure
in.
to be on.
Peace.
All right. Peace.
Later, dude.
But yeah, crews were essential for Melee. I mean, how many people can, just think DVR and you hear that sound effect in the beginning of every combo video?
Yeah.
How many people on the East Coast aspire to be part of the mini bosses or TSA? And that's all kind of dead right now. We need that kind of revival of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
think-
do think that NorCal has a good little situation going on, and we also just really encourage, not like talking shit, right, but cheering
Yeah.
in like every match.
Yeah.
There will be round 1 losers, and there's a crowd, and we're just sort of like watching and cheering. So, it's just community to community, I think.
Aren't we gonna try to do some kind of mini crew battle at the next tournament this weekend?
All right, so is Bobak going to do it with us? Because I'm down to try something new every NorCal tournament.
Yeah.
So Cactuar actually could speak a little bit to this too. What we wanted to do, and I'm not sure this is exactly what we were planning, was a tennis style. Cactuar, you know what I'm talking about already?
Yeah, having crew set up so that it's more like... you have to set up your crew prior to, and you enter as the crew. But you have, say, 2 or 3 guys doing singles, and then you have other members of your crew also doing doubles. And you just kind of go through the tournament bracket in that same style. So your win is not based just purely on you. It's based on your team kind of coming together and pulling it out and winning 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5 of the matches of the sets.
Oh, so you want to do it just like because I played tennis in high school, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
And
man.
that
Right.
sounds like an amazing idea.
Right?
Yeah.
Crew battles, yeah.
Because then you could take the mid to low level people and just get them. Okay, not mid to low level, not to put anybody on blast, but who's that one team? The Jigs and Falco, Brian and.
And Macadocious.
Yeah, so they wouldn't necessarily be like stars and crews, but as a
Right.
team, they play really, really well. So, it's
Right.
pretty exciting.
Right. So there's value in having players who aren't as great in singles but who have great team chemistry in your crew
Yeah.
because of their great team chemistry.
So yeah.
So, what, maybe 3 singles and 2 teams or something like that. Like that's 7 people already, right?
I think it would have to be 2 singles and 1 doubles.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it would be
for
3.
like local, like if it was going to be me, Zach,
Yeah.
and then 2 other people or something like that. So yeah, there's that.
So
No, right now
Well,
nobody else is in queue to get on the call, and I think that I feel pretty good. I have to go to the bathroom. I've been holding it since the quote-unquote break, which we never did.
Right.
we all did it. You just sat around and
I had to. You're gonna abandon the stream?
Abandoned.
Does anybody want to get on while I go to the bathroom? Mahone says
No.
he has more to say.
God damn it.
Dude's lying.
Or,
You're lying!
but yeah, I mean, I think bringing back crews would be really strong for us. You know,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
even draft crews. Scar, remember that draft crew at
Draft
No
crews are-
Jones?
Yeah.
I will never forget. Actually.
I will never forget it either.
We
Scar
also did draft cruise.
jumps off the stage,
at, like,
Falcon
ROM
punches
1.
me.
Oh, I did that. Oh, I did. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I remember.
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
now
that's
you
you.
remember.
Oh, Prog, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry, dude.
It's alright.
Yeah, and then DJ
I'm forgiving
Nintendo
you.
was next.
Yeah.
Played stupid Bowser on Yoshi's Story. Yeah, No John's draft crews are really good. Cannot find
Yeah.
on Skype. Add me. Man, this is terrible. What's yours, Swift? What are you doing to me? You didn't even say anything. I think I'm getting trolled.
Let's
Oh, it's Swift Base.
like to see what
Yeah.
Swiftbase has to say.
Yeah, I like that guy.
He's alright.
If he says so.
Is it like bass like a bass? Or bass? Is
Base.
he like a swift fish?
Gotta
That's
drop
what
the
I
Plays
base.
thought.
actual bass.
So, yeah, Swiftbase.
Swift, I added you. You have to approve. Is Fast Fish another...
Agile Algae.
What is going on right now? I don't even...
Swift Base Fast Fish is being added to this call.
Can you guys hear me?
Hey, there he is.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Swift? How you doing, man?
Agile algae.
Yeah.
It's thanks to Sheridan and his beautiful mind.
Pretty good yourself.
I think we're all doing well.
Yeah.
And so what are you guys talking about? I've been going like back and forth, but
Well,
I heard a lot of
what's on your
What do
mind?
you want to talk about?
dude, like the stages, man. Like I'm so for Battlefield just being on by itself.
Just Battlefield, Swift.
Just Battlefield and like everything else counter picks. But
Hmm.
that's pretty far out there. But
Swift, can I ask you if you would feel like the exact same if it was not Battlefield only, but whatever stage you strike to only? Is there a substantial difference?
I like that too. I do like that because it kind of says something when you strike all the way down to one stage. It kind of balances out, especially with the 1-2-1 thing.
Yeah.
I think the
Well,
player
I
should be
mean-
given the option to restrike. I can't agree to being stuck on one stage.
Yeah, no, it's totally cool.
Yeah.
I mean, like I don't think it's a coincidence that Battlefield is like the most played stage ever now, and I think for that it should get some kind of reward for that. I mean, maybe like the first stage to start off on, or some kind of standard. I'm not certain. I feel like all the other stages are attempting to be like Battlefield because I think Battlefield's damn near perfect. I don't think there's like a bad matchup per se like on Battlefield. I mean, I feel like the first games of every like set show it too, you know, unless it's something really jank where people want like Dreamland or something. But I don't know, Battlefield seems very standard.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's in almost every region, although I will say in SoCal you see a lot of stages being struck to Yoshi's. I see a
Yeah.
lot of S2J, Oscar, Westballs just going to Yoshi's,
They love that stage, man.
Yeah.
That stage is pretty good too, though. I mean, like, far as balance goes, everything's predictable, even Shy Guys. So, I mean, I used to argue that Yoshi's was stupid, but, like, Yoshi's Shy Guys come from, like, a mile away. Randall's on a timer, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty solid, too. I would say BF and definitely Yoshi's are the most sound stages at the moment, you know. I missed the whole, like, FD is jank conversation, but I don't want to bring that back up because everyone's
Well,
going to start talking.
What do you
I will
what do you
always
think
bring up
about
that
FD?
conversation.
FD's kind of
FD is
jank. I mean, like, I'm like the biggest Mark fanboy ever, so I don't want to get rid of FD, but I think the fact that I like Marth on FD so much is bad. You know, like I
Okay.
think FD is kind of pink.
But can anybody honestly say that they have shed more tears than I have in like pure joy over M2K being on Yoshi's Story, being on FD? Like, I think that I scream, like I fill my lungs with more love for him than anybody in the room. And I'm still saying that I think that FD is a ridiculous stage.
Yeah.
I don't want to punish M2K. I would love to watch him play like a scrub Falco on FD for
Oh
like,
my God,
literally
Bob.
the rest
Really?
of my life.
Really, Bob?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I just want to watch him throw him in the air. I want everybody in the room to go, oh, oh, oh. And then when he tippers him, I want everybody to go, hey! And I could literally
soccer.
do that for like, I don't know, a month straight.
Well, a nice segue, Scar, because speaking of hype, I have some ideas for some hype
Snap.
matches.
Ideas. Just what we want.
Give it to me.
Tell us all about it.
I like the whole. I was looking at the other cast episode 2 earlier, and I like the whole prize fight idea, and I think that should be something that comes to the East Coast too. Or I think like kind of like baseball, you have inter region play or inter league play. Like as far as Apex, I definitely want to see something like Lovett versus Javi again. That was a good set. Javi versus anybody really, because he definitely didn't get he didn't shine as much until like later on. But I like a lot of the like how Cactor was saying earlier, the A and B plus players. Kind of like I want to see those guys have good prize fights. Kind of like the Shroom versus L, or a good player comes to mind is like definitely Pew Pew U. Kind of West Coast love, but like Pew Pew U versus someone. He doesn't get that much shine. I mean, like, he was the highest placed in Marth at Apex last year, and like kind of went silent. And I think he good kid, good player, has been working hard. I think he should get a prize fight or something like that.
I actually think that the next big one is Zach versus Kevin. So that's
Oh.
SFAT versus Pew Pew U, which is like teammates for years. It's like
Yeah.
this is the ultimate story.
Yeah, man. Like
So I don't think we've seen that in tournament for a while. I think the last one was deep.
they're like 12 years old. They're really good.
I think we could get a good promo video out of that too.
Oh yeah, you just gotta have like Papa Sheridan knew them both since they were 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I played SFAT and I three-stalked him with Luigi. Man, he's really come a long way.
Oh man.
So everybody who wants to know how good NorCal is, the test to being a legitimate NorCal player is that you need to beat Sheridan's Luigi. So I expect at Apex that there is a line to play Sheridan's Luigi.
Yeah, Sheridan's the
I hope
gatekeeper.
so.
We all know that.
Sheridan is the gatekeeper,
gatekeeper.
and I feel like you earn like a sticker if you beat Sheridan's Luigi.
Oh man, you should have seen my Luigi dash attack edge guard the other day at my Smash Fest. It was unbeatable.
You just kept
I finally
dashing
found
or
a use for that move.
what? Sick, nasty.
Can I make a comment on something else that was mentioned earlier too about like hyping sets and playing friendlies during big sets and stuff?
Yeah, what's
I
up?
mean, I feel like I kind of have like mixed feelings about that. In one regard, it's like everybody needs to watch this set, but I do feel like Melee is kind of individualized. The teams is kind of like, I don't know, my region team is like a joke. It's like, oh, okay, just 3 teams, and like no one else is gonna play teams. Let's just all wait for singles. And okay. And I feel like I don't know what's gonna bring it back. Maybe crews, but I feel like everyone knows each other so much now that crews is pretty tough. I mean, like even at the end of like that crew era, you had people just picking up folks. I remember that one time I think at Pound 2, UT King was teaming with like Chu, and they're not even the same region, and all this stuff happened about it. And I think that kind of just disbanded crews. I would like to see that back again.
That's interesting that teams isn't a big deal over there, because like here in NorCal, like there's definitely some competition for teams, and like it's usually we have almost as many teams or people entering teams as singles.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I was trying to think of some kind of way to like pump up teams instead of just like, oh, it's a warm up event.
Yeah, I mean
Everyone kinda thinks it is.
everybody's thought about that, but it's I don't know. Nobody's really had
I
a
think
really
that's
good idea.
like teams is what separates Smash from a lot of the conventional fighters as well. You know, even with Street Fighter Cross Tekken, where you do have that 2-on-2, it's not the same. It's not all 4 people on screen at once. It's you tag in, you tag out. It's a whole different dynamic. But it's hard because a lot of people are interested in it, and if you can think of a way to get people back interested in it, let me know. So I've been thinking about it for years.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what else is
I think
on
we have to
this
bring back team names. Like, I used to get so hyped when Can I Smash and used to enter as Chris Benoit's daycare center at every
Yeah,
tournament.
I still do that for my my tournaments. I put the team name in there. That's the fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. You know,
Yeah, you guys
people don't
have
do
so much stuff on this
More.
agenda. Wow. You guys covered a lot.
That's what we do.
Let's see, no band.
Do you have any specific questions for any of us while we're...
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm about done.
anything.
All right, Swift. Hey man,
Yeah,
thanks for coming on. I'll see you at Apex.
Yeah, man. We should money match or something, Bobby, because
let's do it.
I haven't beaten you like in a while now. I gotta re-up.
Well, hey man,
Gotta beat
I'm not that good. You know, every Falcon main's better than me. And,
Apparently,
don't worry about it.
Apparently.
What are you most excited for at Apex?
I didn't see international guys. I want to see what Hobby can do again. I don't know if Ams is coming or not, but I want to see what Hobby's gonna do. I learned a lot of
Ams is
stuff
not
just
coming.
watching him. He has a really good like flow of the game. Like I don't know. He just looked like he was really technical, but he does a lot of little nuances. So I'm kind of excited to see that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, I had a question for Sheridan. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Sheridan, are you gonna like run Melee again?
No, I'm not. I'm just coming to hang out. It's too much work after all that travel to run a
Yeah,
tournament.
definitely.
I dig it. All right,
Or-
Swift.
All right.
Thanks for coming on, man.
See you guys
Talk
later.
to you later.
See you at Apex, hopefully.
See you, Swift.
Peace.
All right, so is that it? We good?
We can close out for the night.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. Hey, and so I think something that we could do next time, or even this time if we really want to, is we could do like an after show. How dope is that idea? So then it's like not on like the official whatever. So
Uh-huh.
if people like Mahone want to come back on, we can have him on the after show, because he definitely proved that he's the best guest in the history of guests.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I feel pretty good. If you guys want to stay
Yeah.
on for an after show, yeah, let's do it. That would be dope.
Dude, I'm down.
Support Apex.
stay for a little
watch
bit.
the stream.
Yeah, support Apex. Again, let me repeat the dates. It is January 11th to January 13th. Almost everyone in the world is going to be there. Yeah, and we're
Yeah.
super excited for it. Thanks for tuning in. You can check out the Google Doc. You can check out the Smashboards thread. Everything is in the stream description, which is twitch.tv/Bobby_Scar, not Bobby's car.
Bobby's car, bro.
Thank you guys for watching. And I'm gonna not... Frog, you mind if I don't play the intro video and play
All
a
good.
different video
Go on.
instead? Alright.
By all means.
You really
by all
got
means.
something you want to play, apparently.
Well, it's not that exciting, but it might be really good. I want to share it with the world.
I gotta see this.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna do this. I might regret it because it's actually super, super silly. Alright.
If it's making Falcon Punch, I'm gonna walk
Are you
out.
are you ready? Alright. Let's go.
Let's see it.
Bye, everybody.
Bob Money has been placing very well at regionals.
Wait, I can't see
As
it.
of late, he's held down crew.
Alright, hang on, you can't see it. I gotta
Fucking
change.
this up.
Gotta change the way it shows. It's a Twitch problem.
I think it's a Bobby problem.
No, man. Twitch is
It's a
actually
Bobby
like
problem.
super annoying about playing my media player, which is the best media player in the world. Okay,
Is that
here
is it
is.
DLC Media Player?
No, it's Media Player Classic Home
Classic?
Simina.
Dude, I fucking love Media Player Classic.
Yeah, it's
NPC
amazing.
all day.
Alright,
Has
here it
been
is.
placing very well at regionals. As of late, he's held down crews at Kings of Callan.
Bobby Siege, shut your mouth. Do you think that Scar doesn't know how good Bob Money is? Scar knows full well how good Bob Money is. Bob Money is one of the few living creatures who is able to say that he stood in the ring with Isaiah and defeated him not once, but twice. Bob Money was able to lay the foundation for Dr. Mario brick by brick, so that jabronis like Shroomed can stand on top of what he has built today. Bob Money was able to take a 2-year break from the game and come back and stand toe-to-toe with NorCal's finest. Scar knows full well how good Bob Money is. But let Uncle Scar take you on a trip down memory lane to a tournament on January 9th, 2010, called Roarfest, named after the remains of the pitiful disgrace that is Roar, who was hand-delivered the smackdown by the Great One. It was on that day that Bob Money had the privilege of standing toe-to-toe with Scar. 2 games later, in a best-of-3, he was forced to shake the people's hand, unplug his controller, and walk away, defeated from the tournament. So, now that the people have been properly educated, let me ask you a question. How good is Bob Money? It doesn't matter how good Bob Money is. Just bring it!